Hello, my friends. Welcome to some more philosophy studies. In this video, we're going to talk briefly about Bruce Lee, and I'm going to read you some of my favorite quotes from Bruce Lee. Anyone who knows anything about Bruce Lee can't help but be impressed by the amount he accomplished in his short life. Not only was he an amazing martial artist, but he was also a tremendous actor and philosopher. What amazed me about Bruce Lee was his profound wisdom. I often use his quotes as a source of inspiration. My hope is that you can too. So some of the following are some of my favorite quotes from Bruce Lee. The moment has no yesterday or tomorrow. It is a result of thought and therefore has no time. That's true. See, that's one of the things I loved about Bruce Lee because he studied the Tao Ching and the Zen philosophy. He understood the present moment, as being as far as just being a thought, a little bit snippet of language in the mind, and there is no past and present, only if it's in a thought. So I mean, you could relive the past if it's brought up in a current moment in your mind, but to be successful is to be focused on the here and the now. Anyway, knowing is not enough. We must apply. Willing is not enough. We must do. That's true. Non-dualistic. Learning is never learning is never enough. It is a movement of knowing which has no beginning and no end. Yes, learning is a form of knowing, and it has no beginning and end, like a flow state. The measure of the moral worth of a man is his happiness. The better the man, the more happiness. Happiness is the system of well-being. This is true. I mean, materialistic things, instant gratifications do not make you happy. I mean, it's not about how much money you have, where you live, your neighborhood. Those things help. But the most important thing is your own happiness. Like, I would rather work in a career for less money knowing I was happy because my happiness is the most important thing. Now, you're not always going to get, happy days or happy jobs. You got to do what you got to do. But you just make the best of it. The good enough attitude. Well, my job kind of sucks, but good enough. I didn't make as much. Good enough. Good enough. And then in return, your happiness will be increased. But the most important thing in life is definitely happiness. The measure of the moral worth of a man is his happiness. The better the man, the more happiness. Happiness is a system of well-being. Well-being. Okay. Real living is living for others. This is true. In Eastern wisdom, we talk about selflessness. Selfishness is bad. Selflessness is good. As the great Jedi Anakin Skywalker once said, Jedis are selfless. We only care about others. This is a great attitude to have. I wish everyone had this attitude. The world will be a better place. Being selfish and only caring about others. Just think about that. If everyone was like that, how much better this world would be. I live by that code. According to my Eastern wisdom training, philosophy, absolutely. I only care about others. The problem here in America is if you're too nice to people that take advantage of you, so on and so forth. But I show people love and compassion, but I also play it smart. If I'm working for a corrupt, selfish company, I keep to myself. And just be wise about it. But yeah, real living is living for others, absolutely. And sometimes we got to turn the other cheek, and well, we should turn the other cheek and show compassion every moment. Just be careful about it. Careful who you deal with. Not every see that's the problem. You get a good moral foundation and good education, but not everybody is like that. Not everybody is a super athlete of morals. You know what I mean? So just keep that in mind. You know, I mean, my thing is, I would move to Japan, try to shake hand with a Japanese person. Now, if he doesn't shake my hand, the prejudice is on him, not me. But I tried, and I wouldn't hate him for it. I'll just say he has a lack of understanding and he's ignorant. Okay, moving on. Defeat is a state of mind. No one is ever defeated until defeat has been accepted as a reality. Defeat is a state of mind. No one is ever defeated until defeat is accepted as reality. That's right. Everything is imagery and language and states of mind. If you think like you've been defeated, you've already been defeated. Never waste energy on worries or negative thoughts. All problems are brought into existence. Drop them. Again, this is from his Zen approach, and it's very true. The problem is this is a daily and lifetime practice. Never waste energy on worries or negative thoughts. This is true, but see, we tend to ride the waves of these thoughts and go with these thoughts, but just see the thoughts come and go as they are in your mind. You know, it's like your mind is a blue sky, clouds are worries and negative thoughts. Just see the clouds for what they are. Don't let them determine your mood. You just see the clouds there, thinking negative, thinking negative, thinking negative. But don't let the negative determine your mood. Basically, is that what I think what Bruce means by this? Never waste energy on worries or negative thoughts. Our problems are brought into existence. Drop them. Exactly. More like see them for what they are. But true either way. A goal is not always meant to be reached. It often serves simply as something to aim at. This is true. Whatever keeps you going. Because one does not want to be disturbed, to be made uncertain. He establishes a pattern of conduct, of thought, a pattern of relationship to man, etc. Then he becomes a slave to the pattern and takes the pattern to be the real thing. This is true. You can get lost in a trance of language in your mind, a thought pattern. So basically, it's about more like seeing the ego for what it is, or just doing away with the ego. And because once you establish ego patterns in your mind, you become those patterns. Then you don't want to be a slave to the patterns and take those patterns to be the real thing. Now, if these beneficial, positive stuff, I won the lottery, I'm feeling a very happy state. That's fine. Just don't cling to it. Zen is not attained by mirror wiping meditation, but by self-forgetfulness in the existence present of life of here and now. We do not come, we are. Don't strive to become, just be. This is true. But the mirror wiping meditation works. Self-forgetfulness is kind of the same thing. But I understand what he means. This is a good quote. It's not, yeah, he's right. It's not mirror wiping meditation. You're wiping it away. You just kind of, you leave it there and you see it for what it is. And you kind of, you deal with it to a point where it's just not there. I guess that's what he means by self-forgetfulness, which is, it's a good quote. here and now. We do not come, we are. Don't strive to become, just be. Those who are unaware they are walking in darkness will never seek the light. This is true. In other words, those who are lost in thought, that's what it's like to be thinking without knowing that you're thinking or noticing that you're thinking. I think that's what he means by those who are unaware they are walking in darkness will never seek the light. The light. Mistakes are always forgivable if one has the courage to admit them. This is very true. You make mistakes, the more honest and the more that you can admit those mistakes, the better human being you will be from an Eastern wisdom and psychological point of view. Admit your mistakes. If somebody apologizes, accept it. Move on. It's over. It's over in 24 hours. You know what I mean? If it goes past 24 hours, I feel sorry for you. You got the wrong attitude. To grow, to discover, we need involvement, which is something I experience every day. Sometimes good, sometimes frustrating. This is true. To grow, to discover, we need involvement, which is something to experience every day. Yes, experience, being a part of something definitely keeps you growing. The problem with a lot of people is we get into these relaxed states. We get too relaxed. To accomplish anything is to get out of your comfort zone. But remember, Bruce Lee was a martial artist, and he applied his Zen practice to martial arts. Not one with the sword, one with the world. Yeah. So my thing is, you don't have to be a martial artist, of course. But to grow in your meditation practice is to be more involved in it. Like in Buddhism, we say let go of desires, except for one desire. I desire to be a better meditator. But even that could be an illusion if you let it be an illusion. But whatever motivates you to get you to grow is a good thing. You will learn, and wisdom will come over time. Anyway, Bruce Lee is a personal hero of mine, for he demonstrated what it means to be a truly compassionate human being. And that is so true. He was one with everything. I love his water analogy. Be like water, shapes and forms. Water has no shape until it's poured into a cup. Be the water, be the form, whatever you want it to be. That's why he was so good at what he did. Zen practice, martial arts, everything. A really good philosopher, very good philosopher. One of my favorites, like I said. And there'll never be another Bruce Lee. Okay, I'm going to end this video by giving you some daily quotes from the Dalai Lama. Not that I'm going to do it daily, just it was phrases, daily quotes. And then we're going to call it a night. But yeah, Bruce Lee's movies, I loved all of Bruce Lee's movies. Even the last one, that was The Game of Death, where he was only in like 25% of the movie. I still love it for because that was his legacy, and it was a good movie. And that's where he fought the very tall basketball player, I believe it was. And anyway, the way they showed his funeral in the movie and how he faked his death in the movie really sparked some controversy. People thought he faked his death because in the movie, it actually shows footage from his actual funeral, because the movie was filmed after he died, mostly. And then they open up his grave in the movie, and he's not there. But see, that was just part of the movie where they opened the grave. That wasn't real. But back then, before internet and education, instant education, people thought he was, still around, which is reasonable to believe that. So we're going to end with some quotes from the Dalai Lama, the Tibetan Buddhist leader. My favorite, other than Thich Nhat Hanh. Avoid negative sources, people, places, and habits. Believe in yourself. Consider things from every angle. This is also quotes Bruce Lee believed in, by the way. Don't give up and don't give in. Everything you're looking for lies behind the mask you wear. Family and friends are hidden treasures. Seek them and enjoy their riches. Absolutely. And love your breathing. Learn to love your breathing. It's beautiful. Sounds like the ocean. Give more than you plan to. Hang on to your dreams. If opportunity doesn't knock, build a door. Judge your success by what you had to give up in order to get it. Keep trying no matter how hard it seems. Love yourself. Make it happen. Never lie, steal, or cheat. Or never be dishonest. Open your arms to change, but don't let go of your values. This is true. If you can't evolve and change and learn new things, it's all over. But don't let go of your fundamental values unless you found evidence that they're incorrect. Practice makes perfect. Quality, not quantity, in anything you do. Remember that silence is sometimes the best answer. It's the best answer most of the time, in my opinion. Silence is the best answer. Stop procrastinating. That's a daily reminder for me. Take control of your own destiny. Understand yourself in order to better understand others. This is true. The more you know about yourself and your emotions and your thought patterns, the more you will see yourself in other people. For example, you could look at somebody in the doctor's office and be like, he has a sad eyes. He has a sad face. He's feeling bad. I can identify with that because I understand when I had sadness or, I didn't feel good. So you see your face in other people is the point of that quote. So understand yourself in order to better understand others. Visualize it. When you lose, don't lose the lesson. So if you're in a bad relationship and you wasted 5 years in it, it's not a waste because you got a lot of experience from it. Don't forget the lesson. When you lose, don't lose the lesson. That goes for jobs or anything. Excellence in all your efforts. Absolutely. You are unique. Nothing can replace you. Zero in on your target and go for it. And that was the A to Z, A to Zen of life from the Dalai Lama. And thanks for watching. If you're a young person, you haven't followed Bruce Lee or know about Bruce Lee, research him. He's timeless. He passed away before I was born, and I studied up on Bruce Lee. Who doesn't love Bruce Lee? I think people love Bruce Lee for his martial arts, of course, and his philosophy. To me, his philosophy, which included the martial arts, was what I cared about the most. Bruce Lee, the philosopher, is what I like the most. But I loved his martial arts too. But I think a lot of times it's a gateway. I'm hoping it's a gateway to Zen for a lot of people, that find Bruce interesting for his martial arts, and then they understand the philosophy about it. One with the world type of philosophy. The no mind. Like if you're sword fighting, like the samurai would say, they say no mind in Bushido. Which came from Zen as well. The no mind is basically be the battle, be the sword, be the world. Don't be distracted. Flow, in other words. So, no mind. And thanks again as we study humanism and philosophy and focus on the good morals as related to philosophy studies and scientific studies as related to philosophy, for our general well-being as we go through these videos together and we're learning together as we're all students. The middle path, baby. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.